The 24/7 psychological operations and manipulative programming sent out by mainstream corporate fascist media never ceases to fascinate me. They are truly the social engineers of our time. Their segments and shows are a clever mixture of truth and lies designed to ceaselessly try to funnel you into a collectivist, left versus right, us versus them paradigm, as subsequent programming is crafted to cement you into an already molded mental state. It basically kindles the fires of cognitive dissonance. The end result is that those who are brainwashed, who are daily loaded down with mountains of information, not only don't think they're brainwashed, they actually count themselves among the ranks of the informed. Guys, before I resume this video, there's something I'm not allowed to talk about on YouTube's platform that you'll find on my website, highimpactflix.com. And it's possibly on the left-hand side of the page. You'll want to check that out. Its existence obviously makes Big Pharma very uncomfortable. The highimpactflix.com link is in the description and in the pinned comment. For me to deny that parts of Sacha Baron Cohen's program Who is America is funny would mean I'd have to lie to myself. If it wasn't hilarious, shocking, and entertaining, nobody'd watch it. But it's also very revealing to those who have eyes to see what's really going on. Let me quickly demonstrate mainstream media's particular psychological operation with regard to commenting on Cohen's series. Listen very carefully to CNN's Chris Cuomo as he reviews and responds to the second installment of Who is America. And guys, realize that he's trying to steer your mind into thinking like a collectivist who longs for governmental restrictions and not like an individual free thinker who can govern the affairs of his own life.
Georgia Republican State Rep Jason Spencer is guilty of really bad judgment. He got set up by comedian Sacha Baron Cohen on Who is America. Look.
ISIS are scared of being seen as homo. You know what it means, homo?
Yeah.
If your buttock touch them, it means they have become a
Homosexual.
Show me your weapon. Go.
I'll touch you. I'll make you a homosexual. You drop that gun right now. USA.
Okay.
USA.
USA. Believe it or not, dropping his pants wasn't the most appalling moment.
Now here's the truth part of Cuomo's segment. What Georgia Representative Jason Spencer did here is indefensible and downright crazy. That this lunatic was supported by people to actually represent them is a pretty shocking reality check all by itself, and merely puts an over-the-top exclamation mark on what I've been saying for years. Politicians are parasitic psychopaths. Yeah, they don't all act like this, but authoritarian psychopathy, which they all have, though not nearly as blatantly foolish, is much more covertly insane, deadly, and destructive. And think about the people who actually campaign for this guy. Talk about wanting to look for the nearest rock to crawl under. Cuomo continues.
He also screams the N-word repeatedly because he's told the word's shock value is appealing to terrorists. And then he did this.
We are tired of you trying to threaten us. We will cut off your You understand? We will take your and we will shove it in your mouth, pull it off, and put it in your mouth.
Guys, this would be the perfect image to place in a pictorial dictionary next to the term batshit crazy.
For his part, Spencer says he was tricked and that Sacha Baron Cohen exploited his fear of terrorists. For the part of everyone else in the world, come on, man. You ate the sausage and ran around like that and said all that ugly crap? You lose.
You gotta admit, what Cuomo says here is true. There's really no denying this. Spencer is clearly a loser. But this is just the setup for the psychological operations kill shot. Cuomo's smooth and logical words, even though all he did was point out obvious facts that anybody can clearly see, have won people over by saying factual things. But that's just designed to get people into a position for the deceptive sucker punch to the midsection.
And yet, this is the clip in the show that really bothers me.
It's something that we should think about in America, about putting guns in the hands of law-abiding citizens, good guys, whether they be teachers or whether they actually be talented children or highly trained preschoolers.
As you're going to see, Cuomo combines what Trent Lott says here with the next two guys. But notice something. Trent Lott is talking about putting guns in the hands of highly trained preschoolers, which is definitely, clearly, and certifiably insane. But listen closely to what the next two guys say.
Maybe having young people trained and understand how to defend themselves in their school might actually make us safer here.
I don't support any political parasite, but let's be honest here. There's absolutely no mention of arming little kids with guns from this guy. Just training young people to defend themselves and their school. There's absolutely nothing wrong with this statement. Learning self-defense is always a good idea, no matter your age. Then Cuomo plays this segment.
A 3-year-old cannot defend itself from an assault rifle by throwing a Hello Kitty pencil case at it.
That is a true statement.
Our founding fathers did not put an age limit on the Second Amendment.
And that is a true statement. But what's Cuomo's response?
Preschoolers. You want my 8-year-old. She's gifted. She's going into 3rd grade. So what is she ready for? A mortar launcher? They actually mentioned that in the video. Now, I know these men say they were tricked or coerced, but they believe these things. And this is who we are.
And this is who we are.
And this is
And there's your collectivist PSYOP. This is who we are? I'm sure there are a lot of people out there who would appreciate somebody like Cuomo not speaking on their behalf. That's not who I am. Is that who you are? Besides the fact that Cuomo mixes 2 good statements with 1 bad statement, the fact remains. I don't want little kids armed with weapons, but I'm not going to be backed into a corner of the false dichotomy corporate media is trying to sell us on. Just because I don't want preschoolers armed doesn't mean I want the violent thugs of the state making more freedom-grabbing laws. And you want to talk about insane and dangerous? There's nothing on this planet in regard to the realm of human interaction more menacing than a group of people with a monopoly on force and violence who believe that they have the moral right to punish those who don't obey their arbitrary commands. And that's exactly what government is. And that's exactly where Cuomo is trying to lead you. This whole thing exposes the fact that we've all long since come to terms with. The inmates are running the asylum.
This isn't about access to weapons. This is about why we can't get the laws that overwhelming majorities of you say you want, controlling access to weapons.
Controlling access to weapons.
Controlling
the laws. Controlling.
And right there is another watershed revelation of what mainstream media is trying to do here. It's about controlling you.
Controlling.
That's what it's always about. And then Cuomo suggests that the majority of you, talking about us, basically want people like Spencer and his political buddies on the left and the right to create more laws restricting our access to weapons. And that's your psychological operation designed to keep the slaves on the plantation begging their masters for more restrictions on whatever freedoms they have left. Here's how I see this whole Who is America's Sacha Baron Cohen thing. Cohen presents himself to these representatives and congressmen as an ex-Israeli Mossad agent. And the parasites in our government are so scared of and beholden to Israel that they're literally tripping over themselves to do and say the stupidest crazy crap on camera. Why? Because Israel owns and operates our government. What you're actually seeing on Cohen's show is an outgrowth of the fact that these people are blinded by their allegiance and eagerness to please their masters. They're nothing more than marionettes dancing on the string of the Israeli puppet masters. And guys, this is a fact that cannot be overstated. And the grave irony is that mainstream media has inadvertently highlighted America's subservience to Israeli power and flaunted it in our faces. At the same time, talking heads like Cuomo direct your attention away from it and get you to accept more state power in your life.
Controlling
the laws. Controlling.
And that depth of deception is nothing short of sobering. If you guys get something out of my videos and want to help me continue to get the message out, consider chipping in $1 or $2 on Patreon or PayPal. My goal is to produce at least 1 video a day. Remember, truth is treason in the empire of lies. I'll see you guys in the next video. Before you go, check out one of the most in-your-face, hard-hitting, conversation-starting shirt stores on the planet. Just by wearing one of these t-shirts, hoodies, tank tops, or cutoffs, and without saying a word, you can let people know that black rifles matter. You can inform the sleeping masses that fluoride is dumbing them down, that Google is a gulag-style censorship machine, that the Department of Homeland Security is merely security theater, that the NSA makes your private life their business, that the Grim Reaper supports everyone's troops, that we need to legalize freedom, that in life there are no excuses, that CNN is a communist news network, voting is the suggestion box of slaves, that 9/11 was a lie, and that all official stories should be questioned. Also, let people know we're in the middle of a full-blown sheepvolution, taxation is theft, the IRS is an immoral robbery service, cops enjoy protecting and serving the crap out of you, that the space you occupy is not a gun-free zone, and that gun-free zones are the most dangerous places on earth. Your purchase helps support more hard-hitting content on my censored channel. As of the recording of this video, I have over 90 designs. I take your requests for new designs, and I'm adding new ones every week, so check back often. The link to the store is in the description. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.